Quezon City is a highly urbanized city and the most populous city in the Philippines. It was founded by and named after Manuel Kazon, the second president of the Philippines, to replace Manila as the national capital. The city was proclaimed as such in 1948, though a significant number of government buildings remained in Manila. Quezon City held status as the official capital until 1976, when a presidential decree was issued to reinstate and designate Manila as the capital and Metro Manila as the seat of government. It is the largest city in terms of population and land area in Metro Manila, the national capital region of the Philippines. Quezon City is not located in and should not be confused with the province of Kazon, which was also named after the president. Quezon City hosts a number of government offices, the most important of which are the Batasang Pambansa Complex and the Quezon City Reception House. Quezon City also serves as home to the University of the Philippines Diliman, the National University, and Ateneo de Manila University. Also located in Quezon City is the Kazon Memorial Circle, a national park. The park is an ellipse bounded by elliptical road. Its main feature is the Kazon Memorial Shrine, a 66-meter-tall mausoleum containing the remains of President Kazon and his wife, First Lady Aurora Kazon. The shrine is considered Quezon City's foremost landmark and is depicted in its city seal. Before Quezon City was created, its land was settled by the small individual towns of San Francisco del Monte, Navaliches, and Balintawak. On August 23, 1896, the Katipunan, led by its Supremo Andres Bonifacio, launched the Philippine Revolution against the Spanish Empire at the house of Melchor Aquino in Puga Lavin. In the early 20th century, President Manuel L. Kazon dreamt of a city that would become the future capital of the country to replace Manila. It is believed that his earlier trip in Mexico City, Mexico influenced his vision. In 1938, President Kazon created the People's Homesite Corporation and purchased 15.29 square kilometers from the vast Diliman estate of the Taasan family. This piece of land became known then as Barrio Obrero. The National Assembly of the Philippines passed Commonwealth Act 502, known as the Charter of Quezon City, originally proposed as Balintawak City. Assemblyman Narciso Ramos and Ramon Mitra Sr. successfully lobbied the assembly to name the city after the incumbent president. President Kazon allowed the bill to lapse into law without his signature on October 12, 1939, thus establishing Quezon City. When Quezon City was created in 1939, the following barrios or sitios: Balingasa, Balintawak, Galas, Kangan, Kangkong, Loloma, Malamig, Masambong, Matalahib, San Isidro, San Jose, Santol, and Tatalon from Caloocan, Cubao, the western half of Diliman, Kamuning, New Manila, Roxas, and San Francisco del Monte from San Juan, Balara, Barranca, the eastern half of Diliman, Jesus de la Pena and Cruz na Ligas from Marikina, Libis, Santolan and Yugong Norte from Pasig, and some barrios from Montalban and San Mateo were to be given to the new capital city. Instead of opposing them, the 6 towns willingly gave land to Quezon City in the belief that it would benefit the country's new capital. However, in 1941, the area within Wak Wak Golf and Country Club was reverted to Mandaluyong and Barranca and Jesus de la Pena to Marikina. In addition, the land of Camp Crame was originally part of San Juan. On January 1, 1942, President Kazon issued an executive order from the Tunnel of Corregidor designating George Vargas mayor of Greater Manila, a new political entity comprising, aside from Manila proper, Quezon City, Caloocan, Pasay, San Juan, Mandaluyong, Makati, and Parañaque. Greater Manila would later be expanded to include Las Piñas, Malabon, and Navotas. Imperial Japanese forces occupied Quezon City in 1942 during World War II. In October of that year, the Japanese authorities organized the city of Greater Manila into 12 districts, 2 of which were formed by dividing Quezon City, Balintawak, which consisted of San Francisco del Monte, Galas, and La Loma, and Diliman, which consisted of Diliman proper, Cubao, and the University District. In 1945, combined Filipino and American troops under the United States Army, Philippine Commonwealth Army, and Philippine Constabulary, with help from recognized guerrilla units, liberated and recaptured Quezon City in a few months, expelling Imperial Japanese forces. Heavy fighting occurred near Navaliches, which at that time was in Caloocan, and New Manila, which was a strong point. Smaller actions were fought at Barrio Talipapa and the University District. Toward the end of the Battle of Manila, Pres. Sergio Osmenar dissolved the Greater Manila Complex, which included the Japanese-created districts of Balintawak and Diliman, which had been formed from the pre-war Quezon City. After the war, Republic Act No. 333, which redefined the Caloocan Quezon Sea,